Hey guys, Merckill here, coming back at you with some more Ace Tanker gameplay. And I just got done finishing up on the M103, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience that I had in the tank. Alright, so this is pretty common of what you're going to see out on the battlefield. What we have here is the stock turret, and the first 120 that you get on the gun. A lot of people will go with this option because, well, they don't have to research as much. You don't have to get the upgraded turret or the upgraded gun to actually get to the E5. So a lot of people will go with this option. Now there's some things about this that are okay, some things I want to talk to you about and why you may not want to go with this. Okay, so first off, we can tell that this is the stock turret because there is no machine gun actually present here on the cupola. Alright. Now a bad thing about this turret, if we go to the 3D model, is that its cheeks are relatively weak. Right in here we're at 183, get out a little bit to the outside, it starts raising a little bit, and then we get to, auto ricochet. Alright, the same thing here. But then also this cupola is really tall. It's actually taller than the upgraded turret's cupola. Alright, and it's pretty easy to pin. A lot of times you'll see tanks like this and they'll be trying to hide behind cover, and this is exposed. And so if you actually see this, behind some cover and this is it, and they're trying to stay hidden so you're not shooting at their turret, just pop shots into their cupola. Easy day. Alright. One thing to note too, the lower hull of the 103 is fairly weak, and you'll want to be careful about this. Driver will get killed quite often about it, and you have to be careful especially about popping around corners like this, because you will commonly get a track shot onto you, and even though it takes quite a bit to pin right here through the front wheel or to break those tracks if you get out here pretty thick and stuff, but it's really easy to get ammo racked because the ammo rack is right here in the front, so you want to be careful about that. So let's go ahead and look at that upgraded turret. Alright, and 3D model will show on it that here the cheeks are actually stronger. Even though it shows that the armor is the same thickness, it's actually the shape is a little bit different. So we all of a sudden are now up to 217, getting farther out the side, 220 and stuff like that. Now granted, tier 10s and a lot of tier 9s and even some tier 8s are going to be able to go through this, but just that little bit of protection and slope will help you out quite a bit here. Your mantle is relatively strong, try to keep that in their face. And look at this, the profile of the cupola is a little bit smaller. And like I said, you can actually see a machine gun on top. So if you see the machine gun on top, it lets you know that you are facing against a 103 that has the upgraded turret. Alright. So, and that, the tank is relatively good. I did talk about that there was some different gun options right here. So you do have to have upgraded turret to be able to run the best gun, the M58, and this is actually the same gun that you get on the 105. Now I finished off the tank with the T122, which isn't bad, I mean, your rate of fire and everything like that is relatively close, okay? The thing that's real difference between the two is just the gun handling. This thing's got 0.4 accuracy, which is really bad. This is 0.37, a little bit better, but not a whole lot. But I can tell you the aim time was huge, 2.3 seconds. This thing, 2.6, you're sitting around waiting forever for your bloom to get really small. And a lot of times on my long shots, I would end up missing them because I would just get tired of waiting. This target's potentially getting out of my my ability to be able to shoot it, whether it be getting out of cover, and so I have to pop a shot early without being fully aimed a lot of times. And so if I had to do over, I probably would have upgraded to this gun just to make sure that I got through and I enjoyed the tank a lot more, got better stats in it. I didn't do too bad in the tank, but I just think it would have been better overall, for the value of the tank. Now your hit points, you got a pretty good amount of hit points, 1850 for a tier 9 heavy. And that, there's not a ton I can say about it. It's not super fast, and it's pretty darn slow about backing up. I'm not actually sure. Reverse speed, 12. Yeah, kilometers per hour. So you're not backing up. You're not really, pulling over, doing shots, and getting out of there relatively quick. That's actually hurted me quite a bit. Top speed of 34, and it's you'll get there, but then it's just you. Its ground resistances are okay, but it's not a real fast mover. I mean, there's faster tier 10s out there, and this is a really, really big profile of a tank. I mean, if we go back to look at it, I mean, this thing is just, it is really, really big. I mean, I know we have the mutant, but this thing is almost alien-like with how big its turret is compared to the hull. I mean, this thing is just god awfully big. One thing I will say that is real predominant and it annoyed the hell out about, or annoyed the hell out of me, was its turret will get jammed pretty easy. You'll get in here and you'll have people that just will shoot right in here and they will get that turret ring. It happens a lot, and you can see this turret ring right here is pretty predominant, all right? And it's actually, you want to piss off a 103, you want to defeat one relatively easy, pit the rounds there. Don't put them into his cheek. I mean, granted, this is a harder, place to hit. You're right underneath the mantle. You're right above, the top deck, which is high probability of of ricocheting. But this right here, this will just, so many times my turret got jammed and it was just a nuisance. If you got shots at the side, you can take this shot and even if you miss, you're pretty, you're gonna pin here and everything like that. But definitely aim right here if you got shots on the side because it's just gonna ruin his day. In the back, the turret ring's not as easy to hit. Excuse me, sorry. It's actually covered up pretty well. So, but yeah, from the side and from the front, that turret ring, man, geez, you get your turret jammed a lot. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay here. So, right here, get in this match. I'm not top tier, but that's okay. I don't mind too much. Our team is looking to be better than theirs. I mean, their IS4 is a pretty respectable, pretty good player. I'm not going to be mad at that, But we've got a pretty broad range here of, skilled players on our team, so we should be pretty well ahead on this one, all right? Now, granted, we're just going off of Win 8 right here of what we see. This doesn't show their recent, which is pretty misleading. So right off the bat, we see here E5. He's over there in the water, no man's land. That's pretty stupid. I don't know why he's over there doing that, but whatever. I'm doing right here what I like to do quite a bit with the majority of my tanks if I'm over here in the city. I like to push down. I like to go across the water. I like to be aggressive. So I sit there, take a quick peek, make sure there's no TDs there, make sure that the 103 doesn't see me, or not the 103, but the 54U1 doesn't see me as I drop down. And pretty sure, yeah, right here he should spot me. But I'm low enough at this point, unless he pushes forward, he's not going to be able to get rounds on me. And I've got the Foch 155, E75 right behind me. This guy does not want to push forward. He's already getting chewed up. He's pretty much one shot from my gun, he's done. But that target's out. We don't have to worry about it at all. All right. So I come up, looking real quick, make sure there's not going to be any grills hitting here. You don't want to be super duper aggressive about this. You do want to be expecting stuff around this corner. So I get up here to this corner. Okay. I don't know where the Conqueror is anymore, but we do know where the 103 is. I don't know what else they have in town here, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious about popping out here and making sure I'm looking to my right. Okay, can't see the 103. There's Conk. Put round into him. All right, he realizes, oh man, my life is screwed now. Okay, so there you go. He shoots my lower plate. I dunked that one right into the ground. I'm aiming center mass on him. But his reload is pretty close to mine, but his gun that he has on his 120 is pretty much a laser, where mine is a lot more aiming involved with. So, well, that's okay. There, he bounces me here. Oh, the 103 had moved over. Bounces me, so I back up, trying to get the Conqueror out of potential line to be able to shoot at me. I just want one of them to shoot at me. but apparently the Conqueror could still hit me. Finish him off there, and you can see that I'm not on gold rounds to try to go through his lower plate there. So we'll go ahead and move up. We're gonna help out Snowman here, our E5 with the Conqueror, which is pretty much gonna just destroy him. But there, looking in, didn't let it aim, went over plate. It's really annoying with this gun. I'll actually aim this one, get it on target. There we go. Now we've captured city here, but they've pretty much owned the whole north, so I know that I'm going to want to push back. So instead of pushing across to get into their cap and everything like that, we can see all this stuff that they have right here. Okay, and I want to go back and defend our cap, help these guys. I mean, we've got a large force here, and there is a good amount of HP on all our tanks still. But you don't want to count on that. You know, I'm not a big person on counting on public teams to actually do what's right and, you know, accomplish the set goals. So I am going to push back here. All right. So pushing back, we can see Centurion 7-1. He's a one-shot. Patton, he's a one-shot. We got the M41 light tank. That's a one-shot. All right. So we just want to be able to get in here and potentially clear these guys out. So we'll pop over here, and they're actually sitting behind cover a little bit. Okay, so we got Centurion 1, but I dunked that shot. Didn't really aim it in, just don't want to stay up there exposed. And now they've got this E4 who's got a lot of HP. I don't want to be leaving myself exposed for him to be able to shoot me. Let's see if we can get this 7-1 right up here. Should be popping out. There we go. Clean him up right quick. Again, trying to minimize my exposure to my targets that I do have. You know, like I said, I don't want this E4 to be taking shots at me. I don't want to be taking unneeded damage. So we'll come up here, look at the E4, bounce around from the freaking Patton. You know, probably wasn't aiming real well. He's getting a little flustered. He's low HP. You know, he's getting pressed on. Now I'm going to push past the E4 here because I thought I just heard him shoot, and so I felt pretty confident I'm going to be able to get by this fine. Patton goes down without any problem. Now the M41, I know that he's hit me with heat just because of the hiss that I heard off of it, and if I don't press him and take him out, it's just going to be annoying round after round after round into my butt. So I want to get him out of here. So he can run away from me relatively easy, but for some reason he doesn't really want to. He's kind of hesitant. So I dunk a shot there. Just not really good aim. Got lucky and got missed here. So, but he's going to try to run across this water. Now, for anyone that hasn't played right here in this map much, this water right here is actually deep. You can see that I could drown there. So, got to be kind of careful about it. So we got the grill left. Get up, push on him. You know, he's going to be pushing on our IS-7, so I need to make sure that I'm helping out our IS-7. They've got a 1390 to the north, and they're already just took out our E5, so it's down to our Artie, our IS-7, and me. So this grill, definitely most immediate heavy threat for us. Got lucky with a snapshot there, just did a end up hull lock, snapshot. Got pretty fortunate with it. So keep on pushing on him. He's going to get around right there into my cheek. You can see where he pinned me. And we're just going to come up in another round into him, ram him. You know, those tanks are pretty darn light. You just run into them, you're going to get good damage. So finish him off. No problem there. Earns us a Kamikaze. We took 30 damage from it, which wasn't much of anything. And now we're just going to push over and try to clean up this 1390, get rid of the eyes for the T92. So 1390 is coming up. Get a tracking shot on him. Excuse me, sorry. Pretty easy right there. He's going to shoot, bounce me, and then Artie's going to take him out. Now, at this point, I wasn't really too concerned about things, you know, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm on 5 kills. I didn't even realize it. I mean, I don't felt like I got 5 kills, but apparently I did. Between the first 103, the Conqueror, the Centurion, and then the M41 and the grill. So that could have been my Top Gun right there, but it wasn't. IS-7's pushing this cap, and I'm thinking, okay, should I actually request, hey, do you mind if I get Top Gun? But I don't like being the person that does it. You'll see that every now and again in matches. And some people will be like, yeah, sure, go get it. And then other people, they kind of frown on it. But I wasn't sweating it too much. So I was just like, whatever, man. I'll push in here. I'm not going to ask for them to hold off to get me the Top Gun. So I'll just sit there and look around, and hopefully Artie is not in the spot where the IS-7 is going to be able to shoot him. So IS-7's obviously looking for Artie here, pushing up. He's not interested in capping. He wants the damage. So we'll go ahead and push up around here. IS-7's not seeing anything, so I'm pretty sure Artie's going to be along this corridor. Let's see if we can find him somewhere. And lo and behold, there he is. But he doesn't notice us very fast, so I'm able to get an initial shot into him pretty fast. And he's pushing out, so I want to push up into this wall to get out of his line of gun. So get my reload, finish him off. There's our Top Gun. Finished off the match pretty well. And let's go ahead and look at that after action report. Alright, so after action report, we got ourselves our ace tanker on this. Got ourselves a Top Gun and a Kamikaze. Let's see here. Did a total base of 3,744 damage. So really not that much. 520 spotting or assisted damage. And pretty much all this damage was my own. I wasn't really counting on other people spotting for me. So if we get over here, we'll see that I wasn't the highest damage in the match. Actually, our bat chat, he was doing pretty good at 4,300. But this netted me 1,313 base experience to get me up to the ace tanker. So I've had a couple other ace tanker matches so far, and that's about there. The 13 mark seems to be what you need to do to get there. We look at my detailed report, shot 17 times of the 17. I hit 12 of them, only 11 pinned, and I'm going to have to put it on some of it was me just dunking shots. But honestly, the gun handling, I was just, if it was the Top Gun, I think I would have did a lot better here, okay? It's accuracy time, it's aim time, and everything like that just would have helped out that much more, all right? We took 9 hits and only 2 pin, so 7 non-pins, which was actually pretty good. We blocked 2,320 damage, and I wasn't really out there effectively trying to side scrape and block damage. I'm just keeping my front towards the enemy, making sure that the targets that are going to be shooting me, I'm keeping my turrets aimed at them, because if I show them any of my side, it's just really going to get pinned. And the only time I really got pinned was that lower plate, okay, the lower plate I got pinned once, and the turret I did get pinned once by the grill, okay? So we made a base of 5,600 and 56,114, okay? Vehicle repair and ammunition costs was actually relatively cheap, so we made money on this on a premium count, and even if I wasn't premium, would have made money on this, okay? I didn't have to fire any premium rounds. So this did pretty good, and because I'm running a personal reserve bonus, I ended up doubling up and got myself damn near 4,000 experience, which is pretty nice. And definitely took us over the top there. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the match here. And keep on getting out there, get tanking. And here in a little bit, I should be posting up a video of my new E5 that I'm running around. All right. You guys make sure you have a good one. See you on the flip side.